Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News. I'm your host, Ellie. Wow, what a weekend. Uh, wow, just earthquakes and snow and ice. And we're getting a little bit here ourselves here in Arkansas. Uh, we're hoping we don't get the ice or the sleet. We're hoping it's just all going to be snow. My property did get a little bit of snow this last week. I didn't get up to see it. I was hoping to, but it didn't work out. And so we are expecting a little bit of snow here in Conway later tonight. It's dark. I mean, it's dark outside right now. I had to turn on all the lights. It got so dark in here. So I can't see in the dark for some reason. Even though your computer screen's all lit up, I can't see. I need some night vision or something. Uh, so how did everybody's weekend go? We got Karen and Linda. I sure miss our Linda. Miss Linda Ives. I sure miss her. I always think about her, but I made that promise to her. I'm going to keep up with it. So, are you guys sick of the elections yet? I can't even bear to watch them. So, but I do have a really good show planned for the next hour. That's when we do our news. If that's what you're here for, you're going to have to wait about an hour. This is lifestyle news, weather and lifestyle news. Dutchy was all over the place, Karen. Boy, I kept watching him and he kept saying, I'm going to tell you why. And I was like, okay, tell me why. And then he didn't. And I went, oh, you're being clickbait. Don't be clickbait. Come on, like jumping sharks. Yeah. Have you guys seen it, Linda, Karen? Have you guys seen the jumping sharks yet? Or shark, jumping shark, I should say. I think I have a plural on it on my description. Uh, so I got that today, and I got some weather. I got earthquakes and a little bit of everything. And I hope, like I said, I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. And Thanksgiving is like sneaking up on us. And I looked out and I said, "Oh man, I don't even have a turkey in the freezer yet." So, um, yeah, I'm just close your eyes and we'll see. But I have a lot to say next hour on that. Yeah, I'm just I don't know if I want to be growly and R, or if I'm just going to say, you know what, I'm going to get into my corruption files because it is corruption files today. The next hour, it's I was hunting ISIS, and I lost track of them in South America, and then I heard they'd all went back to Syria. Well, oh boy, what I found out. You guys might want to watch next hour. So I'm going to get on with this weather, and it's our favorite little guy. That boy, I'm gonna have to send him an email and say, let me do your hair. I could curl it up a little bit for him, make him look like Farrah. No, I'm teasing. So we do see, looky there, boys. Oh, look at there. Look at all that snow. I hope everybody's ready for it. I don't know if it's going to make it to the East Coast for some that's in our chat room, but I want the snow, folks. We don't get very much. We get a couple inches, sometimes maybe a foot, and then it all just it turns into mud. That's what happens here. We get snow and then we get mud. So, all right, I'm going to get on with this, and here we go, our weather.
So here's what the weather's going to be like across the nation for the beginning of the work week. We'll cover Monday and Tuesday here. We'll hop around the map. Let's start in the west for Monday. And overall, pretty quiet. Northern Rockies, you guys will have a little bit of snow around. The snow will be actually a little bit more significant on Monday in parts of the plains, Kansas and Oklahoma, over into the Texas Panhandle, some rain out toward the Texarkana region. And then in the east, we're quiet, but we're cool. Okay, very cool start for a lot of people on Monday morning, as I'm sure you know if you live in some of those places, and it really doesn't warm up too much into the afternoon. So that whole storm system progresses east on Tuesday. And what that's going to mean for the west is that things are still pretty quiet. Now, one thing to watch out for on Tuesday, especially late Tuesday into early Wednesday, is going to be the Santa Ana winds, Southern California. We've got a separate video on that if you want to check it out. The snow gets a little bit heavier up in the Midwest, the Great Lakes on Tuesday, and then the whole rainy part of that system is going to move east. So cool, just chilly, yucky rain, places like Atlanta on Tuesday. That's what the forecast looks like.
Okay. Okay, Santa Ana winds. Oh boy. Now you keep your fingers crossed, folks. Okay, let me let you know what Santa Ana winds are. And no, they are not around San Francisco. Oh, I hate the fire guys for that, or California for that. Santa Ana winds are down around Bakersfield. It's in the southern part of California. And what it does, it seems to spark fires every year. That's where the fires get going. It's not up in Northern California, folks. The Santa Ana winds are down south. And they have been known for decades as the Santa Ana winds. And when they say it, everybody starts, they cross their fingers and hands and legs and arms, everything crossing, and say a lot of prayers and throw holy water over their right shoulder to make sure that the fires don't start in California. So prayers to California for this. All right, so I want to move on. So we have, um, oh boy. Well, I'm going to get on with the earthquakes here. I told Mary to come in for the next show. I really think Mary needs to hear the next show that we have. Um, let's see. Oh boy. So here you go. Here, look at these earthquakes. Quite a few. The biggest one being down in Fiji Islands. And if you remember, Tonga had some last week of 7.0, 7.1, and 7.3. Now we have a 6.1 in Fiji. This is not normal, folks. Normally they move. These earthquakes are not moving, and this is in he showed me some triangles. Remember, I mentioned triangles? I think it's more, I'm talking earthquakes going in triangles. Uh, and they're almost equal if you do point to point. And if you are new today and you don't know what I'm talking about, we watch a Dutch Sense on YouTube and Twitch. So you might want to catch up with Dutch Sense and see what you see if you like him. If you don't, some like him, some could do without him. All right, so we had the 6.1 in South of Fiji. Now there is on a Oahu Tonga 4.6. Now those could be aftershocks. Then we had Nafu Tonga 4.8 and Tonga itself 4.4. And then let's see if I can get this other one. A Fiji region of a 4.7. Karen, what do you think of these? These are like really all over the place. And not to mention some over in the mid Atlantic that ridge that I'll tell you about here in a second. Now, then we've seen it go up to New Guinea, Papua New Guinea of a 5.0. Then we've seen it move up to Mariana Islands of 5.0. Then get this, Toba, Japan, not too long ago this morning with a 6.1. How deep is it? It's not that deep. It's shallow. Japan is getting riddled with them. Now, if we go up just a little bit in Nano, Japan, they got a 4.6. Now I'm going to move over let's get rid of that. Um, off the Yemen of all places, Zanzibar, they got one of a 4.4. And you know me, I'm saying these are in diverse places because that one there, I have not. Karen, have we ever had one in Yemen? I think we have, but not very many. Um, and it just shows that I'm going to say that the earthquakes are crazy. They're erratic. They're all over the place. They're not following what me and Dutch sense seem to believe, where they follow along the the fault lines and they go up and around the ring of fire. But they're not doing that. They're just scattered. Um, so, uh, Karen, what about it? Jurm of Afghanistan, a 4.2. And then we had one in Naguku, China, a 4.1. Now, if we go up now towards Attic, Alaska, we do get them there. That one there was a 4.2. I'm going to go all the way up to Tippy Embler, Alaska. They got a 2.5. Yellowstone is still having about 50 a day that are, they're going below 2.0s. There's some a little above, but it looks like they've calmed down a little bit. And that's a good thing. So Now, Hawaii, that's the other place we were worried about. Pahala, they got a 2.5. So um, Mauna Loa is still bubbling. Now, what did they say? Oh, it's going to erupt, going to erupt, going to erupt. And it didn't. It calmed down. And I think because of the pressures of these bigger earthquakes due south, if you look, let's see if I can, you guys can see my cursor. If you go due south, it's pretty much over Tonga and Fiji, and they're having all those big earthquakes. Um, and right next to that is one in by Fiji Islands and Vanuatu. Vanuatu seems to be rumbling and exploding a lot. They say. So let's see. Here we go. Earthquakes are happening in places that we haven't seen before. Yeah, me and Karen, which I mean, she watches Dutch Sense, and sometimes she says, "Well, Dutchie said this," and stuff I've missed. Um, so now, if we get into the states, and they've been saying Southern California now and into Mexico, it is very quiet. And if when you watch Dutch Sense, it goes usually straight across. So if I go on what he says, it's looking like South America, and straight across would be an earthquake that happened at the geysers, Clear Lake. For those that live in California, know it as Clear Lake. That one there got a 2.5. Then on the ridge that runs through the United States, boy, we just had one, but I don't see it. Okay, so Mammoth, Wyoming had one, a 2.6, and Stanley, Idaho. Now we haven't heard about Stanley for a while. Now this one it wasn't that big. It was a 2.6. Then if you are down in Stanton, Texas, you might have felt a little bit. Now Ed, our favorite veteran, Ed. He's not in here today. Ed McGinnis. Now he's in Oklahoma, and he never seems to feel the threes and fours. My dogs do. My dogs always do. I'm quite a ways from Oklahoma, but my dogs seem to know. I mean, they act so weird. And if I look on the charts, um, look at the USGS, I see that my dog is whining, or my Scotty would pace and smell. They both smell. They start sweating. And then there's usually an earthquake in Oklahoma, and I'm like, huh. And I did it for a while, and finally I just started admitting it. So, all right, down on the islands of Puerto Rico, we got a 3.5. The Virgin Islands, 3.5. So all of these are three, which we see a lot. There's a lot of volcanic activity there and in Central America. Now, over here on the Rake James Ridge, or I call it the Mid Atlantic Ridge, they had a 4.4. Uh, they had 4.4, 4.9, and a 5.1. And so it's growing. Now, we could see one in Iceland, but maybe not. We're just going to see how it goes. Now, like Dutchlands, what does all this mean? Um, he showed me a map of just about all of the earthquakes. And the earth is moving, he says. So, what does it mean? We are looking at a crust that's fixing to break in quite a few places. And what do you do with an earthquake? Well, if you're in an apartment, get the heck out. Get a first aid kit. Get things together, folks. And I'm saying California, uh, Alaska, Japan, the islands. Um, this is so worrisome to me because a lot of people, until the disaster hits, they're just not never prepared. I'm not. I'm not. Well, I know where my stuff's at. We get tornadoes, so I have like a kind of tornado awareness thing that happens. Um, and I have to get my closet cleaned out for next spring. We didn't have so many, and we're dying down, so I'm not so worried about it. Um, so let's get on with some of this news. Um, there, you don't hear about much, but in Australia, but they get some really severe weather. Well, went from wow. Drought to wow. That's what I have to say. And let me show you what I mean by wow. Now, the flooding, whoops, let's go back to the beginning of it. Um, I had it halfway through. That is the wow. I was like, where'd my wow go? Now, watch this. This is by a dam that it's just going crazy and is taken over and pretty much out of control. So here we go.
It's time to talk
Oh,
turkey.
yeah, it's time to talk turkey. Heck yeah. That turkey a little dark for me. I bet you that meat's dry. Ooh, ooh, don't cook your turkey that long. Did you see that turkey? Look at that. Oh, it's burnt. Yikes. And then they show it on the Weather Channel. Uh, we need to get Martha Stewart on this. Well, yeah, we're going to stick Martha Stewart on. All right. Talk turkey. So we're getting ready. Um, so saddle up, Oklahoma. Cowboy proudly continues family legacy. Um, they have been making saddles for a very long time. And this is something that his grandfather, Charlie Beals, is the fourth generation saddle maker. He owns Drew Clark Saddles. And his family has been selling saddles since 1919 in Trenton, Missouri. And he said, even with, oh boy, I'm going to show you uh, election stuff. Oh, no, I got it blocked off. All right, there you go. There's one of his saddles. They do it in white. They do it in any color you want. They even said they've done pink ones. But there is a big salute to them for a business that is still going since 1919. And they said, as much as this administration has pressured them and almost drove them out, that people are starting to buy more horses. And see, that's what I said. I'm not going to get an EV car. I'm going to get a donkey or a horse. And so they need saddles. But they have been doing business since 1919, and they said their business is strong as ever. Um, and this is something just, look at all the years. I mean, over 100 years. I think his great grandfather did, not grandfather, unless he's pretty old. So, a Christmas vacation turkey. No, that was a burnt turkey, Susan. Susan. Don't cook your turkey like that. You know what I think? I think all you women need to take a picture of your turkey and send it to me, so I can put all of our turkeys up, and we'll show Weather Channel we don't burn our turkeys. Yeah. So even though everyone watching, even if you're in another country, I know everybody don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but if you do a turkey, send me the picture and we'll put it up there. We're going to show the Weather Channel. Don't burn your turkeys. I wonder if that was a smoked one. Uh, I'm just, no, no. Let's have it a butterball turkey and nice and juicy and plump. Uh, at what size? What size do you guys get? 12 pounds isn't enough for my family. They want like turkey, and then they want sandwiches, and then they want soup, and they attack the turkey. Over 90% of it's gone on Thanksgiving, so I have to get like a 25 or more size turkey for my household. Oh boy, it takes all day. Takes all day. All right. So a rare elephant was born in New York. Not rare elephant, but two. And this is something that surprised the zoo staff. And they said this is almost a freak. A freak. It's not a freak of nature, but elephants don't normally have two babies. It happens once in almost like within like they say close to 50, 60 elephants can go a lifetime and not even have twins. But here are the cute little fellas right there. Um, they said, let's see, Molly, an Asian elephant, um, and in New York gave birth to twins, which is a rarity. I'm gonna see if I can find a name for these little guys. Um, I thought I seen it earlier. Uh, uh, I don't think they've named them yet. I bet you that you know what they do with the zoos though is they have contests for people to name them. You know, I think they ought to be called. What do you think? What should we name them? Should we name them Frick and Frack or Cutie and Cutesy? I don't know. Elephant names, folks. Send them in. Let's see what we can come up with for some names. Um, and so the zoo, they have an 8-member herd, and they said so they were very shocked because all the other elephants have had one or so in the last few decades, and no twins. So they are very proud of their twins. NASA, okay, I know you guys are wanting to know about this. NASA lands an inflatable flying saucer, is what they call it, and it does look like a flying saucer. And it's NASA's low Earth orbital flight test of an inflatable decelerator, it says, or they say lofted. It's used for atmospheric re entry and could one day land heavy equipment on Mars when human crews fly to the red planet. Or they can even land the drones a little bit easier than what they have been. So let me put this up there for you so you guys can see what this thing looks like. And it does look like a UFO. Now, how many of these have they tested in our atmosphere that we've been seeing that people have mistaken? Because, folks, they have to test this stuff. And not to say people aren't seeing UFOs, I'm just saying that there is a lot of experiments that not only NASA, but our own government will put up and they test it. And what we're seeing, maybe a few that are just like this, a uh, something that is going to land equipment on Mars. So here we go. I'm gonna let you guys listen to this. All right. So did you guys see those lights? I mean, if I would have seen that in the sky on the horizon, I would have thought it was a UFO. So boy, we got to be so careful. Susan wanted to know if the elephants were boys or girls. So I'm going to run back. Oops. I'm going to run back to the article and see what we got here. Um, let's see. It says elephant twins all the way through here. Um, 2 males. They're males, Susan. Uh, I know you're not going to be able to read it, but it says the zoo in New York is home to a pair of rare elephants. Um, and they said the Molly and Doc welcomed 2 male calves on October 24th. They said, but now they haven't told the public or even let anybody know about the calves till November 10th. So just a few days ago is when they finally said they had the calves. But I'm suspecting that they were worried about their health, because they have to nurse these things and make sure nothing happens to them. So, okay, so I got it for you. All right, so onward with, oh boy, here we go. The jumping shark. Okay, so let's see if they got a. I'm gonna see if they got the video on it. I don't think so. Now, Weather Channel had it, but it wouldn't let me have it without. Um, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, they do have it. All right. So what it was, I'm just going to have to let you guys see this yourself. So it's fishermen out on the water, and they're trying to fish, and they say that there was sharks around the boat, and it's really hard because if you bring a fish in, the sharks will chomp them down. So they were kind of waiting to see what the sharks were going to do, and they tried to maneuver around to get away from the sharks. Well, lo and behold, folks, um, one jumped on the boat. I guess they didn't want him to leave. It's like, wait, you're not going to go away. We're gonna help you catch fish. So so watch this.
Looked like it was on the front of Ron's boat. I think I've been fishing. Watch out. Sorry, Ryan. No, it's not your fault, Ryan. What the? It's not real.
I think he wants to stay. He doesn't look like he's trying to get off. There we go. Jumping sharks. Look at them teeth. I hope you guys can see them teeth. Okay. Jumping shark. Did you? I mean, he did, and it wasn't like he was trying to get away or get off. He was just hanging out there with his mouth open, teeth showing. Oh boy, shark, jumping shark. Just when you think you're going to get away from the sharks to go fishing, the shark says, "I'm coming with you, boys. I'm coming with you." So, uh, I thought that was so amazing. When I first seen it, I went, "Oh wow." Uh, you know, uh, Linda, not Linda, Karen, when we were out in Myrtle Beach and the boys caught the little shark that we ate, I can imagine something like that jumping on their boat when they're catching shark. I mean, right there, I mean, that'll feed, heck, that's like noodling without having to stick your foot down their throats. I mean, that's a lot of meat right there. How I think of it. A lot of people are like, no, put the poor shark back. And Ellie's thinking, no, we'll feed some homeless with it, and save the teeth. I'll save the head and the teeth for my wall. Uh, Heck, but jumping sharks. It looks like a mako shark. I don't know. Um, this was New Zealand, they say. Uh, they said it was just like I said, they were targeting these fishermen because they wanted the fish that they were reeling in. Um, uh, Yep, it sure was. Okay, look at right here. I'm going to put Susan's comment right there. They said a Mako has just jumped on our boat, boys, um, and the deep blue sea. So, yes, Susan knows her sharks. Boy, I didn't pay attention to what it was. It's just a shark to me. Well, it'd be cool if a whale jumped on too. Um, so yeah, I don't know. You guys know I don't eat fish, but the shark that the guys caught out by Myrtle Beach, it tastes like pork. To me, it tastes like a pork chop. And I ate it. I mean, everybody that knows me really well was like, "You ate fish?" I said, "Yeah, it tastes like pork chops." They're like, "Nah." Now we had some people there that got upset because they didn't really want fish. I kept telling them, "Try this, try this." No, no, we want Karen. What was it they wanted? I think it was like some zucchini dish or something. I can't eat zucchini, but they wanted something else, and the boys went out. I should say boys. The men went out fishing. I'm old, so everybody's a boy. Well, unless you're over 60. William, I wouldn't call you a boy. I call you sir. But that's normal for Arkansas. We call all the men sir or miss. Um, It's something that's done here in the South. It's Miss or Sir or Mister. Um, and it's very respectful, and all these kids down here will say it too. I love it. That I love it because you teach your kids, and when they grow up, when they get to college, their professors is Miss or Sir. So anyway, let's get on with this. California. Let's move on to California. Sues companies for covering up forever chemicals that tainted the waterways and our bloodstreams. Um, Now, it was Attorney General Rob Bonta, I'm sorry. Um, he has accused DuPont of polluting uh, and poisoning people. And they said is really a cause for alarm for not only our waterways that DuPont has been dumping, but also the consumption that we're using. And what are we talking about? The chemicals are found in firefighting foams, nonstick fry pans, cleaning sprays, water repellents for sports gear, stain resistant rugs, cosmetics, and countless other products. Oh, I just put that stuff all over my face. Huh. I have to look. I'm putting, if it's in makeup, I rub it on my face every day. Huh. So they say these so called forever chemicals are strong, that they do not degrade, and they're slowly sinking into our environment. Um, and so uh, now DuPont has to change their formulas. And they're kind of worried. And have you ever wondered why nonstick pans are phasing out, and they're doing the aluminum or stainless steel? This is why, is because they got caught. And they hadn't released it to the public until now. So get rid of them nonstick fry pans and try to find something else that you can use it not stick. Um, you don't want to do that. And that stuff eventually peels off, and it will get into your food. Be very careful with it, with these nonstick pans. Okay, we're almost there. Indian Ocean has revealed bizarre creatures in two new Australian marine parks. Now, we have not explored most of the ocean. It looks like now oceanographers are going down and trying to find exactly what's down there in the deep. And what we're finding out, even not even the deep, that they have looked enough that we are seeing new species of fish and wildlife underneath that we've never seen before. So some of these are just creepy. They look like monsters, but we
Australian
where we
researchers
go.
got their first glimpse at two new protected areas in the Indian Ocean, and what they found would have made Charles Darwin jealous. Among the discoveries were a type of batfish that looks like a gooey pancake, a fish on stilts, and a blind eel with see through skin. One of the team's lead scientists believe that up to a third of the animals found may be new species. The month-long expedition off the Australian west coast mapped the seafloor and collected samples as far down as 16,000 feet. Now, taxonomists will go to work looking at DNA and trying to classify all of the sampled creatures. And with the new marine parks covering more than 250,000 square miles, there are countless discoveries still waiting to be made. Researchers believe this first voyage will help better understand Australia's deep sea environments and the impacts humans are having on them.
Oh, creepy, creepy. What do you think of that batfish? That's ugly. And then that see-through thing with the teeth. Ugh. New species of fish. Uh, that's why I don't swim in water I can't see in. I do that here too. If it's because we got a lot of muddy waters here. If I can't see, I don't want to be in the water. No, because I don't know what's down there going to get me. Uh, so uh, let's see, William. You are, yeah, that's right. Um, and there's so many. Let me see. They're talking in chat about William's dog. And Linda, I think Linda, you just got a new one. There are so many up for adoption that need homes. Folks, if you're looking for a dog or a companion, if you just you're kind of living by yourself, go get one. Go get you a companion. Mine's irritating. She's too big. Um, she hasn't broke in here yet today. She gets, and you guys know I'm looking down a lot because she'll break in. She gets under my desk, and then this way is all everything from here and beyond, all the way almost to where you see the flowers on my floor is all wires for the show, and that's where she wants to be. And then she goes to turn around. She's big, folks, and she gets caught up in my wires and rips them all out, and then everything goes black, and I got to rehook everything. So now I got loose connections. So, but it gets you a dog. They're like, here we go. Karen said, "You're her everything," and that's what it is with these little fellas that we get. All right, the ugly fish. On to um, cranberry sauce, folks. They're saying, okay, if you love cranberry and cranberry sauce, they're talking with the drought that they have lost of over half of the cranberries this year. So they said the price of cranberries will be going up or there'll be a lack of. So, all right, now we're down to the funnies. Now I've done Acme before, but I'm going to go through this again. Roadrunner and Wild E Coyote. We heard about Acme, and so Acme comes up with a lot of good things for Wild E Coyote or others. So if you're going to get an Acme rope company, you're not it's not your ordinary company, not being KNOT. So Acme mine shafts drop in anytime. Lollipops, one lick and you'll stick with us. The light company, we have lots of bright ideas. Acme clown makeup, let's put a smile on your face. Perfume company, we love it when business stinks. Acme air conditioning, we show people how to chill out. Acme toy, our work is kids play. Acme Almond Company, we're nuts. We're nuts. Acme Sheep Farm, our mind is on you. Oh, yeah, I bet. Uh, Acme calculators will help you solve your problems. And the flower buds will root for you. And we need an Acme psychologist too. Visit us and you won't go away mad. Uh, that's what happens to Wild E. Coyote. They calm him down there, and then the road runner pisses him off again, and he goes nuts. He goes to the nut company. All right, Acme Poultry Management. Let us count your chickens before they hatch. And of course, we're aging, and so the next list is aging humor jokes. And just before the funeral services, the undertaker come up with a very elderly widow and asked, "How old was your husband?" And she replied, 98. So you're 96. And the undertaker commented, and she responded, "Hardly worth going home, isn't it?" Ooh, no, don't hang out at the funeral home when you're in your 60s. We're all going to live till we're 90. So, my granddaughter told me I looked really good for 94 one time. And I went, okay, I'm 94. Heck, I'm going to live till I'm 120 then. All right. The reporter interviewed a 104-year-old woman. And what do you think the best thing about 104 is? They asked. She simply replied, no peer pressure. The nice thing about being senile is you can hide your own Easter eggs. Yeah, maybe the squirrels won't find them here if I do that. Huh. All right. My memory is not as sharp as it used to be. Also, my memory is not as sharp as it used to be. Um, yeah, there we go. You guys repeating yourself yet? Don't do that. All right. Know how to prevent sagging? Just eat till the wrinkles fill out. Yeah, so those wrinkles will go away if you eat a whole bunch. Cookies. So know how to okay. It's scary when you start making the same noises as your coffee maker. These days are about half the stuff on my shopping cart for fast relief. Yeah. Whatever happened to Bengay? What doesn't anybody use Bengay anymore? I think I've mentioned that on the show before. Okay, the senility prayer. This is how I'm going to end this with. Grant me the senility to forget the people I never liked anyway, the good fortune to run into the ones I do, and the eyesight to tell the difference. So, Kara says, that's not funny. Uh, well, yeah, because we're getting old. I bet the 20 and 30-year-olds that watch the show are just having a good laugh out of this. They're like, yeah, Ellie's an old woman. So, anyway, but that is it for today. And just think of the prayer, Karen. The eyesight to tell the difference between those that we like and those we want to forget. So, but that is it. And please subscribe to our show. Hit that like button. Uh, and the bell. We're getting towards the end of the month. Keep an eye on it. If you don't get notifications, be sure to hit the bell. Over on Facebook, hit your follow. I think Facebook's got me on they're not letting people see me as much. And I looked, and all I got is copyrights over there. And but I don't think they say they're not stunting me, but I think they are. So share it and let everybody know. Share with your family and friends. And I hope everyone follows us to the next show in about 15 minutes. Um, we're having corruption night, and I'm doing a show on ISIS today. I think you guys need to watch. So with that, we will see you tomorrow if you don't follow us to the next show. And if you can't, watch it later. Watch it later, but share with family and friends. And so with that, you guys, we will see you either in 15 minutes or we'll see you tomorrow. Like I said, be sure to share with a friend and share that funny joke thing. Everyone seems to like it on YouTube. We've gotten probably over 200 views. It's going big. It's out there, and everybody likes it. Uh, so who knows? Well, you know what? This week I'll put together another good one for you guys. Usually do it on Fridays and Saturdays. So please subscribe, and we will see you soon. And God bless.